Okay, so I'm just going to write the answers in. If you have questions on any of them, let me know. Okay, so this is 8. This one's 8i. This one is 4 root 3. Number 4 is 5i root 3. 11i. 12 root 3. 9i root 7. 11 root 11. And 8i root 13. Any questions on any of them? Questions?
Yeah, why? I don't get why it's squared.
There's no squared.
I mean the square root.
Which one?
All of them. Like, why would you put square root?
So if you want me to do 48, I'll just do 48. So if I did number 3, right? This is 16 times 3. Yeah, 48.
Oh, yeah, we break it down like
The
that.
square root of 16 is 4, and then there's a 3 left inside, so it's 4 root 3.
See, that makes sense.
Okay. And that's how all the rest of them work too.
Okay. See, I didn't get that. Are they all 3 or something?
Well, yeah, 75 is 25 times 3. 432 is 144 times 3.
Is that 9
Which one?
for number 7?
Yes, 9i. No, it's an A.
Oh, why is there an
No, I'm kidding, it's a 9.
Well, I'm done.
Okay, all right, so we're going to go ahead and go on. And the first section is super hard. We're just going to solve by taking square roots. Well, let me zoom in here. How do I solve this one? X squared equals 49. What do I do to get x by itself?
Square root it.
Square root it. And if I square root one side,
You have to do it to the other.
so what's the square root of x squared?
X,
And what's the square root of 49?
7,
Or,
4.
I said or.
I don't know.
So square root of 49, is, there's two numbers. What is the square root? Square root is when I have two numbers that I multiplied, two of the same numbers that I multiply together that gets me 49, right? So 7 times 7 is 49. There's one other number that when I multiply it together gives me 49. What is that?
When you multiply 2
-7.
Negative 7. Good, Zach. So it's 7 and negative 7. There's always two answers when I'm solving.
Okay.
Okay? Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Because 7 times 7 is 49. Negative 7 times negative 7 is 49.
Okay.
Okay? Awesome. So next one. Whew. Square root again, right? What am I going to do? Well, I'm going to square root it. So I've got x equals, and then I'm going to figure out what the square root of 92 is, and it's not a perfect square. So let's see, 92, nope, 2 divided by, nope, oh, there's Nia. Ooh, I'm losing stuff everywhere. 92 divided by 36, nope. 92 divided by 4, let's go, oh, there we go. So 92 equals the square root of 4 times 23. Rachel.
Times 23?
Yeah, times. So it's 4 times 23. And the square root of 4 is 2. And then the square root of 23 is just the square root of 23. What can I use? Okay, so that's it. That's the answer. Oh, it's not the answer. I'm so sorry. Let me erase that. What did I forget on that one? How many answers do I have?
2.
Plus or minus 2 square root of 23. There we go. And then we've got the last one here. Again, I've got a square root, right? So I'm going to do square root. X is going to equal plus or minus 2i.
It's fine because
Very good. There's an I because there's a negative inside my square root. Good job. Okay, now you guys do the next 3. Boom. Stop.
You know, I always had the best time ever.
Okay, here we go. So I'm just going to square root it. So I get x equals plus or minus 10. Woo. And then square root, t equals plus or minus 12. And
Hi, Rukia.
the square root of negative 25 times 3. So x is going to equal plus or minus 5i root 3. Sorry, I had to get Rukia her paper. So we're going to go on to the next 3 problems. It's pretty easy. All I'm going to do is, yes, Mitchie, good. Okay, all I'm going to do, you guys, is I'm going to solve and get the x squared by itself first, right? So I'm going to add or subtract or multiply or divide to get the variable by itself first. So on this first problem, I'm going to add 2 to both sides. So I get x squared equals 9. Then square root it.
Yeah,
X. I'll mute her. Plus or minus 3. And then on number 2, I'm going to subtract 7. And I get x squared equals 2. Again, right, just like what we've been doing, square root. So x equals plus or minus the square root of 2, because we don't know square root of 2 is just square root of 2.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone okay so far? And then the next one's a little different because I don't have anything to add or subtract. What am I going to do? I'm going to divide because I got to get the x squared by itself, right? So I've got x squared equals 25 over 81. And I'm still going to square root it even though it's a fraction. Is it okay if I square root a fraction? Yeah, right? So x is going to equal plus or minus 5/9. Any questions? Yeah.
For the last one?
Yeah.
You dividing, right?
Yeah, of course.
And then when would you multiply?
If it was if I had like something that said x squared divided by 9, to get rid of that 9, I would multiply, right? How do you undo division? You multiply, yeah? Okay. Nice question. You're welcome. Okay, I'm going to go to the next page. You've got 3 problems up here to do right there. So go for it. Thanks. You guys are awesome. Awesome sauce.
And it's easy to go back and forth.
So, what are we doing here? So number A is I add 8 to both sides. And I get c squared equals 8. And then I square root both of them, right? So 8 is the square root of 4 times 2. So c is going to equal 2. Oops, I forgot something. What did I forget? Plus or minus 2 root 2. And then I'm going to divide by 5. So for B, I'm going to divide by 5. So I get y squared equals 6. And then square root. And then y is going to equal plus or minus root 6. Because 6 is just 2 times 3, so there's nothing that deals with that one. And then on C, I'm going to divide by 4 again. And I get y squared equals 3, right? That's 3? Yeah, that's 3. So I get y equals plus or minus root 3. Okay, questions? Nice job, Mitchie. Moses, Mitchie, Emma, Karen. You guys are doing great. Thanks for answering in the chat box. Okay. So now we're going on. We're going to make it a little bit teenier bit harder. Just a tad. That's it. It's where I have to do multiple things to it, right? So I'm still doing the same thing, right? But now I'm going to add, subtract, and divide. Oh my gosh, but I'm still doing exactly the same thing. I'm still solving for x, basically, right? So I'm going to subtract 2. I'm going to subtract 2. So I get 100x squared equals negative 64. Divide by 100. So I've got x squared equals negative 64 over 100. Whew. And then I'm going to, sorry, my eye itches. Then I'm going to square root it, yeah. Square root it. And then x is going to equal 8i. That is so not an I. Let me rewrite that. There's Jordy. 8i divide. Oh my gosh, why do I keep writing a T? Wow. Let's try this one more. 8i plus or minus 8i divided by 10. And I can simplify that to plus or minus divide by 2, right? 4i divided by 5. That's a really ugly 4. Let me try it one last time. 4i divided by 5. There we go. That looks better. I don't know why I kept writing a T for an I. I don't know what the heck was going through my mind. Whew, that was rough. I know. So on the next problem, we're going to do the same thing, right? I'm going to add 5 to both sides. So I've got 6t squared equals 5. Divide by 6. So t squared equals 5 over 6. Square root. So t is going to equal plus or minus the square root of 5 6. I'm not going to make you rationalize the denominator. No, not this time. We're just going to leave it as plus or minus the square root of 5 6. Okay? Done. Any questions? Are we doing okay so far? Awesome. So I think you got 4 whole problems right here. Let me make them a little bigger. Give you a few minutes. Okay. We're going to go ahead and move on. Okay. Yeah. What am I doing? So sorry. Adding 49 to both sides. And I get 9x squared equals 49. Divide by 9. And x squared equals 49 divided by 9. Square root the x squared, so I square root both sides. And I get x is going to equal plus or minus 7/3. Beautiful. Questions? Emma, you okay? Are you sure?
Tired.
Me too. It's almost Friday. Thank goodness. So we're doing the same thing for B, right? Plus 25, 36, a squared equals 25. Divide by 36. A squared equals 25 divided by 36. To get A, I'll square root them. So A is going to equal plus or minus 5 6. Okay. And then we go to C and D. Whew. Oh, this one's going to be easy. Add 5 7x squared equals 5. Slide up just a little bit more, sorry. Divide by 7, x squared equals 5 over 7, square root both of them. So x is going to equal plus or minus the square root of 5/7. Beautiful. Okay. And then the last one, another super sort of easy one. Subtract 16, right? So 25y squared equals negative 16. Divide by 25. So y squared is going to equal negative 16 divided by 25. Square root, square root. Y is going to equal negative, oh, no, not negative. Shisa. Okay, let's try that again. It's going to equal 4i divided by 5. Oh, plus or minus. Plus or minus 4i divided by 5.
So it wouldn't be square roots though?
No, because the square root of 16 is, the square root of 25 is, there you go. The square root of a negative is,
Can you go back to, just so I can see the answers of A and B?
yeah.
Okay. So when you bring it down that far,
Yeah, if it's a perfect square, I'm going to bring it outside of the square root. But like set 5 and 7, there's no square root of 5 or no square root of 7. So those ones stay inside. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 5 today. There's no square root.
Okay, and then the last set looks just a little teeny bit different, right? So this time the x is inside a parenthesis. So I have to get rid of the square first before I add or subtract. So I'm going to square root this first. So I get x plus 3 equals, let's see, 40 is 4 times 10, right? So that's plus or minus 2 root 10. And now I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. So I'm going to get x equals negative 3 plus or minus 2 root 10. Done. And my glasses are all foggy.
Wait, so you square rooted
Because the square is on the outside of a parenthesis, so I'm going to do that first.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. So sorry. So number 2, I want to get the parentheses by itself first. Okay? So I'm going to divide by negative 5 first. And then I'm going to get left on this side with x minus 4 squared equals negative 25, I believe. Yeah. 5 quarters and $1.25. Yeah, okay. So then now I have to undo my square, so I'm going to square root both of them. So that gives me x minus 4 equals plus or minus 5i. And I'm going to add 4. So x is going to equal 4 plus or minus 5i. You okay with that?
Yeah, wait. Why does the 3 and the 4 go in front of the 2, and you know what I mean?
No, what 3? What?
So
Oh. Yeah, because whole numbers come before root numbers.
Okay. That makes sense. That's the part I was confused on.
Okay. Why do you put 5i and not just... Because there's a negative in front, inside my square root, right? So what's the square root of a negative number? Remember, it's from last class period. The square root of a negative... Yeah, there we go. Okay. I didn't have to finish explaining. Okay, so I think you guys have 4 problems right here. But good job on the rest of them. So here we go. Right, so I've got, wow. So I've got a square root, a square, so I'm going to square root it. So this gives me y minus 4 equals, and 18 is 9 times 2. The square root of 9 is 3 root 2. So I'm going to add 4 to both sides. So y is going to equal 4 plus or minus 3 root 2. Okay. Nice. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on number B. Square root it. So I get x minus 1 equals plus or minus 7i. Add 1 to both sides, so x is going to equal 1 plus or minus 7i. Yeah, good, Emma. Okay, and then everyone who's put an answer into the chat box is good so far. So the number C, I'm going to divide by -4. So I've got, let's see, what do I got? X minus 3 squared equals negative, I think it's negative 16, by the way. So I'm going to square root both of them here. And then I get x minus 3 equals plus or minus 4i. Add 3 to both sides. And x is going to equal 3 plus or minus 4i. Yeah. And then the last one, I'm going to divide by 3. And I'm going to get x plus 5 squared equals 25. And then I square root it. And I'm going to get x plus 5 equals plus or minus 5. Subtract 5. X is going to equal 0 or negative 10. Hi, Zach. That's okay. Okay, thanks, Zach. So 0 or negative 10.
Wait, why is that?
Because 5 minus 5 is 0. And then negative 5 minus 5 is negative 10. Remember, it's plus or minus, so I can write this as 5 and negative 5, and then I've got to subtract 5 from both of them. Because there's 2 terms there, yeah?
Yeah, I just didn't know you could do like that.
Yeah. Are you okay with that? Okay.
Yeah.
So this 5 has got to come away from both terms, right? Both of them. 5, the plus, I'm going to add 5 to it, and I'm going to subtract 5 to it. Good question. That's it.